Hello, this is your author Mark coming to you live with another interesting discussion. Today we're going to talk about the country of Libya. And I wanted to do this for several reasons that you're going to find out in due time while you watch this video. Okay, we all know what's been going on in Libya for a couple of years now. Now, my question to you is, okay, we got rid of the Libyan leader, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. Okay, was he a dictator? Yes. But the question is, was he such a bad guy? Now, to some, he might be a bad guy. To some, he might be a hero. Okay, but let me tell you, I'm not here. This YouTube video is not to glorify, I repeat, this YouTube video is not to glorify dictators. All I'm doing in this video is giving you my opinion and my objective analysis of the Libyan situation that's been going on for many years now. Number one, let's look at who Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, leader of Libya, was. Okay, he came from a Bedouin family. He led Libya for about 40 years or so, or longer. That's fine. But the question becomes, was he such a bad dictator? Now, okay, he did some outrageous things during the late 60s through the 70s, all the way to the late 1980s. Fine. Okay. But a question is, okay, the question is, okay, America got rid of the leader of Libya, but what we have to examine is, was he such a bad guy? Because in Libya, the GDP and the economy under him was doing a lot better than the American economy, even through his late presidency or late leadership, whatever you call it. The economy was doing better than ours was. Number two, the literacy in the country of Libya was about 99 to 100%. So everybody had an education, they had a job. I mean, even the living standards was getting better, and the city was thriving, and the economy was good. Now, question. Now, I personally admit that I will say that that Colonel Gaddafi's behavior as a leader on the world stage itself was I mean, I'm trying to put this in a nice way so I don't, because I cannot stop laughing if I'm going to tell you this. I'm trying not to laugh here. But, his style of clothing was outrageous. I mean, he did some outrageous things, let's put it that way. But the thing is, his country was thriving. The economy was doing better in his last years of his rule than ours was. And I mean to a point, ladies and gentlemen, to a point, was doing better. Now, even under Gaddafi, the Polish people had jobs because Gaddafi did employ some Polish companies and Polish workers to build his highways, to actually maintain his infrastructure. He did employ some Polish doctors and nurses to work at his hospital. So even the Polish people, through the late 60s, through the 70s, and through the late 80s, had jobs, had contracts, because he brought a lot of workers. And those of you who did work on contracts in Libya know what I'm talking about. Who have been there on construction. Contracts and all those who work there know what I'm talking about. And I mean, and mind you, although whatever happened back then, even at the end of his presidency, even at the end of his leadership, Muammar Gaddafi was good friends with President George W. Bush and the Prime Minister of Great Britain at the time, ladies and gentlemen. He was good friends with the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Tony Blair. So I mean, the thing is, my question is, okay. My question in this video is, did we make that by getting rid of? Let me ask you this question, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you this question: did we, by getting rid of Colonel Gaddafi, did we make the Arab world stronger or weaker? Did we when we got rid of Gaddafi, did we make more friends in the world or more foes in the world? That is the question. Because let me tell you, just because you can overthrow a certain leader in a coup or whatever, sometimes it's just not prudent to do so, because now we have a certain problem in Europe, that we have people from Libya coming and all this other stuff. Because I mean, this is just the consequences of destabilizing the Middle East, and that's why we have that's why people have so many refugees from Libya, because nowadays there's more Libyan refugees because Libya is unstable now. Now, having said all that, but the thing is, now my question also in this video is, like, what did? Okay, we can understand that for example, Saddam Hussein of Iraq, he that he had weapons of mass destruction or he didn't have them. Whether he had them or not, we can speculate. We can do whatever. But the thing is, was the question that we have to ask, and I'm asking in this video, was, I mean, what did Gaddafi? I question this is because, I have a question about, I question, did we do the right thing in Libya by overthrowing the Gaddafi's Gaddafi as a ruler of Libya, and whether we got anything good in return. I'm asking, was this necessary? Or see, because under the whether Gaddafi was a little eccentric, or a little bit, I may say loony. Okay, whether he was a little bit loony or not. I mean, at least Libya under his leadership was stable. Everybody had a job. Everybody had a little bit of standard of living. They had apartments and all those other things. They had running electricity, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the question is, just because you can remove a leader of Libya, in this case, from power, sometimes you have to ask yourself whether you should remove that leader. And in this case, ladies and gentlemen, we have to ask ourselves a question. Just because we can, that does not mean that we should. Now, another thing with the destabilization of Libya, just because we destabilized Libya, that means that the whole entire Arab, when we destabilized Libya and all those other things during the Arab Spring, ladies and gentlemen, we basically, in my opinion, we destabilized the whole entire Arab crescent, and that's why we have so many problems because of it. Now, granted, those people like Saddam Hussein and Colonel Muammar Gaddafi were dictators. No doubt about it. No doubt in my mind. But the thing is, because Gaddafi, Colonel Gaddafi did do some good for his country. He updated the infrastructure, such as telephone lines, build more houses for people. They had 100% literacy rate, and all those other things. But now, and the other thing, and I'm going to end it with this, just because the things that are happening in Libya have disappeared just because the trouble in Libya disappeared from the news media, that does not mean that things aren't happening there. Because and the other thing that we have to ask ourselves, that we really don't know now what's going on in Libya, because our media here in the United States anyway has fallen, is basically sleeping on the job. Now even although even then under Gaddafi, even the Polish people in Poland had a job, because WSK Mielec, which is the ex-manufacturer of the Polish aircraft, was getting most of their aircraft, whether for their airlines or for their military, was getting to Poland's WSK Mielec. A lot of those pilots were trained by Polish Air Force, so there was good relationship between Libya and Poland, and even Polish people had jobs under, like I said, under the construction job. So So the moral of this video is just because you can just because you can remove a leader from power, sometimes you should think twice, in my opinion, by doing so, because you don't know what the consequences may be after you do it. Now, you can make comments on this video. You can actually comment on my Facebook page. You can comment down below. What do you think of it? Should I do more of these kind of videos, or should I do less? Whatever you want. Now, I will say goodbye for now, and I will see you in the